Hello and welcome to the channel, which focuses on both naval history and naval current affairs. In this video, I'll run through Britain's current Royal Navy surface fleet and what each is doing during a snapshot in time in January 2025. Let's jump right in and look at the Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carriers. The two Queen Elizabeth class are the largest ships ever built for the Royal Navy and are a symbol of Britain's attempt to remain relevant on the world stage. The class is 65,000 tons displacement, 284 meters long, and are designed to operate around 40 aircraft, including the state-of-the-art F-35B Lightning II with a STOVL vertical takeoff and landing variant, supported by airborne early warning and ASW versions of the Merlin helicopter. Although each carrier is designed to operate up to 36 F-35s, the United Kingdom has not procured a sufficient number to fully equip both vessels. As of October 2024, only 34 F-35s have been delivered, resulting in limited numbers of British aircraft deployed with each carrier, or having most of Britain's F-35s on just the high readiness carrier, with minimal or no aircraft available on the second carrier. Now looking at each of the two carriers. Firstly, Queen Elizabeth. In September, she departed from her home base of Portsmouth for operations in Northern Europe. Over the next 3 months, she operated with allies in the North Sea, Baltic, and Northern Atlantic, returning to Portsmouth in late November for routine maintenance. A snapshot of the air group embarked during this deployment would be 8 F-35Bs from 617 Squadron Royal Air Force, 3 Merlin ASW helicopters, 2 Merlin Airborne Early Warning helicopters, and 3 Combat Wildcat helicopters. HMS Prince of Wales. Her primary task recently has been to prepare for Carrier Strike Group 25's deployment in the new year. This forthcoming deployment will be the largest carrier deployment since Queen Elizabeth's in 2021. On board Prince of Wales is 809 Naval Air Squadron, Britain's second operational F-35 squadron, which is on its first at-sea deployment. 19 of its pilots completed their carrier qualifications. In preparation for its deployment next year, the UK Carrier Strike Group led by HMS Prince of Wales participated in Exercise Strike Warrior off the coast of Scotland. The exercise also featured the participation of US Carrier Strike Group 8, centered on USS Harry S. Truman. Both carrier strike groups were rigorously tested against a variety of threats to enhance readiness and to prepare the UK Carrier Strike Group for its upcoming 7-month global deployment. At the start of December, Prince of Wales visited her affiliated city of Liverpool for the first time since 2020. On 2nd of December at Liverpool, Prince of Wales took over from her sister ship as the UK's fleet flagship, and also took over from Queen Elizabeth as the high readiness carrier, able to deploy at short notice. During a visit to Liverpool on the 6th of December, I was able to take the clip you see here, and I'll post more of these in a future video. Moving on to destroyers. Commissioned into the Royal Navy between 2009 and 2013, the Daring class were designed for anti-air and anti-missile warfare. These destroyers are S tier, amongst the best in the world. Due to traditional government budget cuts, the original planned 12 ships were reduced to 8 and then to 6. Design and procurement failures resulted in all of the class spending more time unavailable due to defects than actually being deployed. Finally, it was decided to take each ship out of service for a major upgrade to resolve these issues as part of a Ship's Upkeep and Propulsion Improvement Program, PIP. HMS Daring. Due to chronic propulsion issues, Daring has been out of service since 2017. To resolve these issues, she began a PIP upgrade in 2021. This was completed in 2023, following which she is still undertaking extensive trials before returning to service. 7 years out of service due to design defects is far from ideal. In fact, it's Admiral Kuznetsov level. But on the bright side, she has a lot fewer miles on the clock for her age. HMS Dauntless. Dauntless was the first Type 45 to finish her PIP, returning to service in 2023. Recently, she joined the UK Carrier Strike Group led by HMS Prince of Wales, participating in exercise Strike Warrior off the coast of Scotland, and will deploy as part of the Carrier Strike Group 25 in the new year. HMS Dragon. Dragon is nearly back in service following her PIP. She also had naval strike missile launchers installed during the refit. At the start of December, she was docked in Portsmouth. HMS Defender. Defender entered her PIP in 2023 and is still out of service. She is being fitted with a 24-cell C-Scepter VLS system in front of her bridge, and she will have naval strike missile launchers installed as well. Defender is expected to return to service in 2026. HMS Diamond. Diamond followed Defender into her PIP in 2024 and is still out of service. She'll also have C-Scepter and naval strike missile installed. Diamond's Sea Viper system has been upgraded to include anti-medium range ballistic missile capability, the first Type 45 to be so fitted. HMS Duncan. At the start of December, Duncan departed Gibraltar for home following a 6-month Mediterranean deployment. She will be the final Type 45 to undertake the PIP upgrade. With Duncan soon joining Defender and Diamond in refit, the Royal Navy has just 3 destroyers in active service. The positive is that with the imminent return of Daring and Dragon from refit, all 3 will be considerably more reliable and up to date. 16 Type 23 or Duke-class frigates were commissioned into the Royal Navy from 1989 to 2008. They were designed as anti-submarine warfare focused ships, but with the massive reduction in the number of surface ships over the last 20 years, these ships are now the backbone of Britain's surface fleet. The 16 Type 23s were reduced to 13 in 2005-2006, when 3 were sold to Chile. That number was reduced to 11 when Monmouth and Montrose were disposed of in 2021 and 2023 respectively. 3 of the remaining ships did not have the latest sonar fitted and are classified as general-purpose frigates. They have all been worked hard. This, added to their age, has made maintenance an increasing struggle. HMS Lancaster. Lancaster is a general-purpose frigate and since 2022 has forward deployed to the Persian Gulf, based out of Bahrain. When necessary, her entire crew is rotated with another Type 23 undergoing maintenance in the United Kingdom. HMS Argyle. Argyle is a general-purpose frigate. In 2022, she began a refit to enable her to stay in service until the first Type 26 and Type 31 frigates entered service in 2027-2028. However, in May 2024, it was announced that she would be decommissioned, with reports saying that this was due to manpower shortages, with their crews needing to be allocated to the new frigates being built. It is believed that she would be sold to BAE Systems for apprentice training, but this has not yet been completed. HMS Iron Duke. Iron Duke is the final remaining general-purpose frigate. At the start of November, she tracked 2 Russian naval groups past Britain. She then joined NATO's Standing Maritime Group 1, which is responsible for security around Europe. Iron Duke then took part in exercise Freezing Winds, which lasted 9 days and was hosted by the Finnish Navy in the Baltic and Gulf of Finland. In December, she is taking part in additional exercises before returning home to Portsmouth for Christmas. HMS Westminster. In 2022, Westminster began a planned 2-year refit to extend her service life to 2029. However, in 2023, the refit was suspended. Although not confirmed officially, it was rumoured that this was due to more serious structural and mechanical defects being found than expected. In 2024, it was confirmed that she would be decommissioned, and her crew was assigned to frigates under construction. HMS Northumberland. Northumberland has also been undergoing refit, and has also been found to be beyond economical repair. In November 2024, it was announced that she would be retired from the fleet in March 2025. HMS Richmond. At the start of December, Richmond was at her home port of Devonport, Plymouth. She started the year in the Baltic and then deployed to the Middle East, protecting shipping from attack from Houthi rebels in Yemen, and then she performed anti-submarine warfare operations in the Atlantic. At the end of December, Richmond received the title of Britain's most effective surface ship for her performance over the previous 12 months. HMS Somerset. When she returned to service in 2023 following a major refit, Somerset was the first Royal Navy ship to be fitted with the Naval Strike Missile, replacing Harpoon. Persistent defects prevented her from being deployed, and it was only in September 2024 that these were finally resolved. On the 25th of December, her crew was recalled to the ship, and she sailed on the 27th to monitor a Russian task force led by a corvette through the English Channel. HMS Sutherland. Sutherland undertook a refit from 2021 to 2024, during which she had Sea Scepter and Naval Strike Missile installed. She was the last Type 23 to receive an upgrade from Seawolf to Sea Scepter. Following her refit, she has been conducting trials and training. This picture was taken before the upgrade, and you can see the Seawolf fire control radar above her bridge and on top of her hangar. HMS Kent. When Sutherland completed her refit at Devonport, Kent took her place in July 2024. Therefore, Kent will be out of service for the next couple of years. It would indeed be a big surprise if it was found that her hull was old and the Treasury do not want to spend the money finishing the refit. HMS Portland. Portland completed her life extension refit in 2021. Later, in 2024, she was working with Prince of Wales in Exercise Strike Warrior. In November, she also received the Undersea Warfare Trophy award for her performance over the previous year. HMS St. Albans. St. Albans completed its 4-year-long life extension refit in March 2024 and returned to the fleet 2 months later. She then commenced fleet operational sea training out of her home port of Devonport, Plymouth. This was completed in early December. Now at the sunset of their careers, the Type 23s are running out of time, and the Royal Navy is running out of money. The combination of this means that just 8 Type 23s remain in active service, with 3 recently or soon being decommissioned. Although currently undergoing refit, I believe Kent has less chance of a future active service than HMS Belfast. No, not the Type 26 frigate under construction, I mean the World War II era museum ship moored on the River Thames. The Royal Navy says it needs 19 destroyers and frigates to meet its commitments, but in March 2025 the number in service will be 14. Even worse, of that number, the Type 45 PIP program means that for the next couple of years only 3 destroyers will be available. The remaining will sequentially begin to return to service when the new frigates under construction also begin to enter service. It is unlikely all 8 of the remaining Type 23s will be able to be kept in service until the arrival of the new frigates. So things are going to get worse for the RN over the next few years before the Type 26 and Type 31 frigates enter service. Trying to find some positive here, when Diamond re-enters service with anti-ballistic missile defence capability, that will be a first for the UK Armed Forces. Secondary, Naval Strike Missile is operational in more and more vessels, adding a land attack capability not previously seen in the RN surface force. So the Royal Navy and Britain are just trying to hang on until the Type 26 and Type 31 frigates join the fleet starting in 2027. In my next video, I'll give an overview of my summer 2024 museum ship road trip in the Northeast USA. I will list the museums that I considered visiting during the trip and describe the factors that went into selecting the museums and the route we took. This included also being a family trip, so there needed to be some balance in order to keep my wife sane. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified when that video is released. In the meantime, thank you for your time.